talk to the media about your preparations toward the coming match against Yanga, tactical.
Kwanzaa, good morning to everyone. Alhamdulillah, our preparation is going very well. One more session today, and we'll be ready for the game tomorrow. I'm happy with that at least the players get a little bit of time between our last game and this game. In the last few games, we only had every 48 hours one game, and in the last game, I felt that the players were feeling the fatigue kicking in. So we had some few days between the last game and this one tomorrow. So it's a good game tomorrow, and we're ready for it, inshallah.
Coach,
we're a different team than we were last season. We've developed in some areas we still need to develop. It's never easy to play against Yanga. They're a very good team, so we need to be focused, we need to be mature, and we need to play this game with a lot of concentration. So I think the guys are ready for it. They know what to expect. Obviously, I think Yanga hasn't changed too much from last season in terms of their playing style or their approach. So I think our players know what to expect tomorrow, and we have to be ready for it.
Coach,
we have to be very sharp, and the goals that we conceded are mistakes that we're making, so we have to eliminate that, because you make mistakes against a team like Yanga, they can punish you, and we saw what happened against in our last game, I think against Azam, we made some mistakes and we were punished. So our defenders know, as our team knows collectively, that these kind of games, you cannot make mistakes that can hurt the team. And after we make the mistake, our response in transition has to be much better than it has been in those kind of past moments. So yeah, it's one of the things that we talk about. We talked about in preparation to this game. So I think the players are ready for these situations. In the last game, it wasn't the last game, the one before the last game against Azam. Of course, we learned to how we behave in those kind of moments, and when we lose these kind of situations, of course, it's going to happen in football. When you play football, the teams will put more pressure against your midfielders, and sometimes they lose the ball. So how can we be prepared for these kind of situations? And we went over it in terms of video, in terms of training, and I think in the future this is another opportunity for us to mature in that situation and to see. Let's see how we deal with it tomorrow, because I know we're going to lose some balls. The pressure is going to be there. Yanga is going to play knowing that we're going to play, and they're going to use that pressure against us, and especially they have what other teams don't have, which is the 12th man, to help them in the pressure moments. The fans really help them in those situations. So I think the players know what to expect, and let's see if we have matured from that situation. So as far as our changes, yes, in football, some players move on. It's part of the business. We wish the players, as I've said before, we wish them all the best. They need to continue to pursue their careers elsewhere. We have some new players. We added some new identity to the team. I think one of the things that we, one of the changes that we made is in our goalkeeper Fabio. He gives us a different dimension in the build-up. I think he gives us a different weapon that we can use in some situations, and we've already seen in some of the games. But you can never replace players like Aweka, and you can find players who can give you something else to the team. But the idea was never to replace those guys. So as far as Yanga goes, yes, to have that continuity always helps. Some teams go through changes, like they would sign 6, 7, 8 players, and then they would release 7, 6, 8 players, and then now you have to start all over again. But the good thing that Yanga has now is the continuity. They added good quality players, but they kept the majority of their players together, which will only make them stronger. But for us, however they come and approach this game, we're ready for it. You know, we have to play. It's a Premier League game. It's not a cup final, so we need to play, and we need to play a strong game.
Coach, let's back your team was playing the previous two games against Singida and Azam FC, whereby your player, the build-up when start from behind, when they possess the ball, they always concede the goal. In the game like Yanga, whereby they press high, they can press you very high, and then they can make you to make mistakes. How did you prepare a team?
In terms of, you know, the short build-up, of course, anytime you build the ball from the goalkeeper to the center backs, you take a risk. But this is our playing style. Man City makes risks, makes mistakes. Ederson is a 5-star goalkeeper, plays for Brazil national team. Sometimes he makes a mistake. Akanji makes a mistake. Plays for Barcelona. Any team in the world who plays similar to what we're trying to do here at KMC will make the mistake. The idea is not to make a mistake. The idea is to learn from the mistakes. You know, why did we concede that goal against Singida? Why did we concede the goal against Azam? Why did we concede the goals against Yanga last season? And how can we do better next season, our build-up, or next game, our build-up, so that we don't make those mistakes again? That's the thinking for us, not to change our style of play. Our players are comfortable in terms of this kind of pressures. And how many times are we going to make this mistake? You know, we played 30 games last season. How many goals have we conceded from this kind of situation? This season, as the same thing. So we know the pressure that, you know, and I always tell my players, I will put you under that pressure, but I know that you can do this kind of, the process. Because when you do this process and the team commits to that pressure and we beat that pressure, now we create enough space to play the game in behind that pressure. So the idea is to overcome it. So we're not going to change our identity. We might tweak, you know, every now and then, but this is who we are, and we have to continue with the process.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Sisi tunamshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwanza tuko salama mpaka hapa, ni tumejiandaa vizuri wachezaji upande wetu, maana benchi la ufundi wamemaliza kila kitu, ila sisi kwa mmoja mmoja kila mtu yuko vizuri kwa kusubiria huo mchezo wa kesho.
Maswali kwa mchezaji, karibu. Naam, ni kama wachezaji kesho ikoje kuelekea mchezo wa kesho? Mchezo wa mwisho umepoteza idadi kubwa sana.
Pressure ipo kubwa kwa sababu tunaenda kucheza na bingwa mtetezi, ila mchezo wetu wa mwisho na sisi tulitoka bila na JKT, tulipoteza na Azam, ila kila kitu kimefanywa kazi na benchi la ufundi na imani kesho mchezo wetu utakuwa mzuri.
Karibu swali pili kumcheza.
Kwa sababu tunatengeneza nafasi nyingi, ila kutokana na the way jinsi mnavyoenda na kutokana na ukubwa wa mchezo wa kesho, nafasi kidogo ambayo itakayopatikana lazima tuweze kupata bao, na tumejiandaa vizuri kwa kweli. Kwa kesho tunaweza kupambana jinsi inavyotakiwa.
Labda neno la kwa mashabiki na uongozi wa KMC kwa mchezo wa Yanga Africans kwa kamera.
Mimi naomba viongozi pia pamoja na washabiki waweze kujitokeza kwa wingi, isionekane tu kwamba ndo tunacheza na Yanga ndo waje kwa wingi. Kila mechi yani waweze kujitokeza kwa wingi na waweze kutupa support, na sisi tuna imani tutawapa kile ambacho tunacho.
Shukrani sana.
Okay.
Coach, thank you.